Good morning, everyone. I warmly welcome you all to today's training session on change control in pharmaceutical industry to ensure compliance, quality, and patient safety. Before we begin, let me introduce myself. My name is Nikhil Kumar Bharatbhai Patel. I have over 17 years of experience in the pharmaceutical industry with extensive experience in QA, QMS systems, validation, investigation, regulatory compliances, risk management, vendor qualification, and continuous improvement. Throughout my career, I have gained valuable exposure to inspections and regulatory requirements from internationally recognized agencies including US FDA, MHRA, EU authorities, TGA, Health Canada, and WHO. Today's session is based not only on regulatory expectation but also on practical experiences from the pharmaceutical manufacturing. By the end of this training, you will understand how a robust change control system helps maintain product quality, regulatory compliance, and ultimately protects patient safety. Let's begin. Now we see the definition of change control. Every pharmaceutical company operates in a dynamic environment where improvements, upgrades, and modifications are inevitable. However, every change has the potential to impact product quality, patient safety, or regulatory compliance. And change control is therefore a formal and documented quality system used to evaluate, approve, implement, and verify any proposed change before it is introduced in our approved or existing system. Whether the change control involves equipment, manufacturing process, facility, utility, documents, analytical methods, suppliers, software, or packaging materials, it must follow structured review process. This objective is simple to ensure that the validated state of the process is maintained and that no unintended risks are introduced. Now we see importance of change control. Why it is important? Every approved medicine reaches patient only after extensive development, validation and regulatory approval. If changes are introduced without proper assessment, they may affect product quality, efficacy, stability, and the patient safety. An effective change control system helps to maintain GMP compliance, prevents unexpected deviation, provides complete traceability, and ensure compatibility and accountability across all departments. It also supports continuous improvement by allowing organizations to implement beneficial changes in a control member. Remember, every change must be controlled. Not every change requires regulatory approval, but every change requires scientific evaluation. Now we see the regulatory guidance who provides an guidance and idea on handling of the change controls. Change control is not merely an internal company procedure, it is a regulatory expectation worldwide. Several international guidelines defines how pharmaceutical companies should manage changes, like ICH-Q10 establishes change management as an integral part of the pharmaceutical quality system. Another one is ICH-Q9 provides the framework for quality risk management, ensuring that decisions are based on scientific risk assessment. Without the scientific rationale and the reassessment, we can't handle the change controls. The US FDA expects firms to evaluate changes before implementation and maintain validated process. Similarly, UGMP Chapter 1, WHO GMP, MHRA, TJ, and Health Canada all emphasize structured change management as a critical element of GMP compliance. Although the terminology may differ slightly among all the agencies, the underlying principle remains the same. That is, assess the risk, document the justification, obtain approval, implement under control, and verify its effectiveness. Now we see the general change control handling flow. First step is initiation, where a need for change is identified and formally documented. Then next comes documentation, where the proposed change, justification, objective, and expected benefits are clearly described in a change control form or the software system. The third step is to perform the risk assessment with respect to the proposed changes. Here we evaluate whether the proposed change can impact product quality, regulatory filing, validated state, patient safety, or business continuity. Once the risk assessment is complete, the proposal undergoes cross-functional review and approval involving departments such as QA, production, engineering, regulatory affairs, warehouse, QC, validation, or any commercial team. After approval, the change is implemented according to an approved implementation plan. Following implementation, verification activities are performed to ensure that the intended outcome has been achieved without introducing any adverse impact. After implementation, we have to find the change is being implemented satisfactorily or there is an adverse impact on the existing system. If it is satisfactory, then finally, after confirming successful implementation, the change control is formally closed with complete documentation and lesson learned. The structured life cycle ensures consistency, traceability, and regulatory compliances. Now we'll see the practical example. Suppose an organization decides to replace an old tablet compression machine with a new automated machine. The first step is this appears to be simple equipment replacement. However, from a quality perspective, several questions may arise with respect to the impact. We'll have to check, will the compression characteristics remain the same? Will dissolution or hardness parameters will be same or different? Is process validation required again or this is acceptable? Will regulatory filing require validation approval? Has the vendor been qualified? Will operators require retraining for the new machine? Can existing cleaning validation still applied or we have to carry out another cleaning validation study? These questions are addressed during the change control process. Apart from this, many other questions may be arise. So this may be depend on your existing system of the firm. These questions are addressed during the change control process. So engineering evaluates installation, then validation performance, IQ, OQ, and PQ. Then quality assurance reviews documentation. Production validates process performance. Regulatory affairs determine whether regulatory notification required or not. Only after all activities are completed successfully is the equipment released for commercial manufacturing. This demonstrates why change control is multidisciplinary. Okay. In this example, the overall risk was categorized as moderate. The categorization may be depend on the organization procedure. Although the change offered operational benefits, it also required comprehensive validation and regulatory assessment. The implementation plan included qualification activities, which includes IQ, OQ, PQ. Before that, design qualification, FAT, and SAT. Operator training for the new machine, Then document revisions like batch manufacturing record, relevant SOPs, cleaning procedures, sampling plan, etc. Then the process validation documents and the regulatory evaluation. After successful verification, the new equipment demonstrated improved operational efficiency while maintaining product quality and compliance. This illustrates an important lesson, that is, a successful change control is not one that is implemented quickly. This is one that is implemented scientifically in a compliant way. Now, before we conclude, let's summarize this short training, which gives a brief on the chain control. Chain control is one of the most critical elements of the pharmaceutical quality system. Every chain should follow a structured life cycle. Scientific risk assessment must drive for the every decision. Documentation should always be complete, accurate, and traceable with scientific rationale. Cross functional collaboration is essential for successful implementation. Finally, effective change control protects patients, maintains product quality, supports regulatory compliance, and enables continuous improvement. I hope this session has provided a clear understanding on the change control and its importance. I would now like to open the floor for questions. You can ask me questions in a comment box or you can send me a message. Please feel free to share your queries, experience, or challenges related to the change controls. Learning becomes more meaningful when we exchange our practical experience to clear your queries. Thank you. Thank you very much.